Interview with the Vampire Season 3 gets a release year update. AMC's Immortal Universe, derived from the works of Anne Rice, kicked off in 2022 with an acclaimed small-screen adaptation of that author's most famous work, the gothic horror classic centered on the exploits of vampires Louis de Pointe du Lac and Lestat de Lioncourt. After 2024's Season 2 continued Louis' story, mostly sans Lestat, Interview with the Vampire Season 3 is now on the way, having received an official renewal back in June 2024. Writing work on a confirmed Season 3 is by now well underway, and AMC has now also offered a release window update, revealing that Interview with the Vampire will return in 2026, via Collider. What this means for Interview with the Vampire Season 3. Shooting gets underway later in 2025. Interview with the Vampire creator and showrunner Roland Jones has no time to himself right now, producer Mark Johnson said recently, underlining how hard the team is working at getting Season 3 up and running. Shooting is set to begin later this year in Toronto. Jones also confirmed, via Deadline, sharing that Louis actor Sam Reed will be shouldering much of the burden for Season 3. This newest very broad Interview with the Vampire release window update aligns with those previous confirmations. When exactly in 2026 Season 3 will premiere is yet to be seen, but Season 2 released in May 2024, after Season 1 came out in October 2022. Given post-production and editing schedules, it might be optimistic to predict Season 3 will premiere in summer 2026, with late 2026 seeming a more realistic target for the return of the Immortal Universe flagship show. Our take on Interview with the Vampire Season 3 releasing in 2026. Claudia is gone, and Louis is being hunted. Jacob Anderson and Delaney Hales as Louis and Claudia in Interview with the Vampire Season 2. Big changes are in store for Interview with the Vampire when Season 3 does finally make its AMC Plus premiere. Firstly, Lestat should be back in the middle of the action after Season 2 saw him largely absent, until his auspicious late-season arrival, which turned the tables on most of the season story, revealing that he and not Armand was responsible for Louis escaping the clutches of the Paris Coven. Another big Season 2 development saw a condemned Claudia being obliterated by sunlight, meaning that the character will not be back for Season 3. Except in potential flashback or dream form. Daniel Mallory is also a changed character in Season 3, having been turned into a vampire by Armand. As implied by producer Johnson in his recent remarks, much of Season 3's story will revolve around Louis, who was left in a John Wick-like situation in the Interview with the Vampire Season 2 finale, and presumably is set to face an onslaught of his fellow bloodsuckers. Interview with the Vampire Season 3 of May still be months away, but there's plenty to look forward to as AMC continues expanding its Immortal Universe, with the exploits of Louis, Lestat and Daniel still at the center of things, and a lot more bloody vampire, witch and secrety society action on the way.